Hello friends, I'm George, the nice smelling gentleman. Today is time for part 2 of my spring designer and niche fragrance list. In this video I'm going to show you 8 more fragrances that in my humble opinion work great in warm spring weather. And in the description of this video I'll put a link to the first part of this video. First fragrance in today's video is going to be a fragrance that I've been talking quite a lot about lately, and for a good reason. A fragrance that really impressed me. The Bois Imperial from the house of Essential Parfums. This is a very interesting, very unique fragrance that's quite woody at the same time. It's a bit fresh, it's a bit floral, it's a bit earthy. There's a slight sweetness in here. Super versatile, great performer. Especially on the performance front, I'm really impressed. I easily get 12, 13, even 14 hours out of this fragrance with a pretty strong projection in the first 2 to 3 hours. And the quality and the performance to price ratio in this fragrance I think is absolutely insane. You pay the price of this fragrance, the official price is $78, and for that you get a very unique scent that's super versatile and has an absolutely fantastic performance, and I just can't stop to praise this fragrance. The first fragrance in today's video, the Bois Imperial from the house of Essential Parfums. The second fragrance for today is going to be one that at this point I think has turned into a real classic from Jean-Paul Gaultier, the original L'homme. Now, I know that a lot of people will disagree with this one. They will tell you that this fragrance no longer works, that this DNA is overplayed now and doesn't work at this point, but I will strongly disagree with that. In my humble opinion, this fragrance still works great. Of course, the main players in here are the lavender, the mint, the cardamom, the cinnamon, and of course the vanilla, that legendary at this point lavender vanilla combo. It's not the powerhouse that it once was. Performance isn't as superb as it once was, but I still easily get 8 to 9 hours out of this fragrance with pretty good projection in the first 2 hours. Also, the sweetness in here nowadays, this fragrance is not considered as a super sweet fragrance like it once was. And that lavender and mint combo in the opening I think gives enough freshness to this fragrance so that it works in a sort of relatively hot spring weather. The second fragrance for today, the original L'homme. The third fragrance for today is going to be a designer cheapie from the house of Davidoff, the Cool Water. Now this of course is the Green Irish Street DNA, but sort of a little bit simplified. Again, a lot of people may disagree with this choice, but I think this is a great fragrance for spring and early summer. It's clean, you have a lavender note in here, a mint note in here, there's some sea notes in here, there's a neroli note in here as well. It smells fresh and clean. It sort of brings that spring vibe to it, has this spring vibe to it. It works very well for any type of occasion, you know, in the spring and in summertime. It can be safely used in the office. With this fragrance you'll smell fresh and clean. You probably won't offend anybody. For number 4 today I am going with 212 from the house of Carolina Herrera. Another classic men's fragrance. I think this one was released in 1999, so that's about what almost 25 years ago. Really interesting fragrance, super versatile, fresh, clean. Again, you have some spices in here. There's a lavender note, a violet note, there's some vetiver, some incense. Again, this one it will make you smell fresh and clean, slightly spicy, very inoffensive type of scent DNA. Works great in the office, works great in warm weather, whether being in that, you know, late spring or early summer. And of course that great magnetic cap, and I really like the bottle of this one. This is one of my all-time favorite scents, one of my earliest loves when it comes to fragrances. Still works today, although as I said that this DNA is already around about 25 years old. For number 6 I'll go with something from Prada, the Prada L'homme. I just had to include something that in this video, a scent that has an iris note in it. Of course this one is all about that iris that's accompanied by some neroli, some spices, some cardamom, a violet note, an amber note, some patchouli. Really nice, clean, fragrance. This one though differs a bit from the previous one that I showed you, with the fact that this brings sort of a soapy vibe to it, and I think that the House of Prada have been known for creating this kind of clean smells, clean scent DNAs that also have this soapy feel. Very inoffensive, great for a office type of usage, super versatile, works great in warm weather. It's very classy, as I said, and it's just a fantastic DNA. The next two fragrances, number 6 and number 7 in this list, are going to be from the house of Dior, and I'm going to start at number 6 with the Dior Homme, or as it's known in the community, Dior Homme 2020. Now this, of course, is a fragrance that's all about that citrusy, slightly spicy opening and that woody, musky dry down. It's a very different fragrance compared to some of the other members of the Dior Homme line, like the Dior Homme Original, Dior Homme Intense, and Dior Homme Parfum. This one doesn't contain iris. There's no lipsticky powdery iris in here. There's no sweetness whatsoever. This is sort of a modern take on that Dior Homme scent DNA. As I said, it's all about that citrusy, spicy opening and that woody, musky dry down. Again, smells fresh. There's almost no sweetness in here. Great for a signature type of scent, because I think this works all year round. Great for office usage as well. Super versatile fragrance. Performance isn't like fantastic, but I still get about 7 to 8 hours out of this one, with a moderate projection in the first hour and a half to 2 hours. At number 6, the Dior Homme 2020. At number 7, let's go with a powerhouse of a fragrance from the house of Dior, the Dior Sauvage Elixir. I mean, what can I say about this fragrance? It's the original Dior Sauvage EDT, EDP DNA on super steroids. You have the nutmeg, cinnamon, some cardamom, some lavender, some patchouli, some amber in here. Super strong fragrance that's pretty much monster as far as the performance goes. Easily 12 hours on skin with pretty strong projection in the first 2 to 3 hours. A very modern take on the Dior Sauvage DNA. He has been very popular in the community ever since it was released about 2.5 years ago. The problem with this one is the price. Price to performance ratio isn't bad, but the price, if you take the price alone, I mean, it's what, about $140 for a 60 ml bottle. But then again, that 60 ml bottle will last you for quite a while, because 2 to 3 sprays out of this fragrance are more than enough to get you through a whole day without any problem. To get you a lot of compliments as well, because it's a very versatile DNA. And I think spring is the last time before summer that you can use this one with ease, because when it gets hot in the summer, I think this can be a bit cloying. So springtime, spring list, Dior Sauvage Elixir at number 7. And let's finish off this list with another sort of a modern classic fragrance from the house of Giorgio Armani, the Acqua di Gio Profumo. Of course, this is the original Acqua di Gio DNA with a bit of a twist. It's slightly darker, a bit more serious, a bit denser. You have a very nice incense note, especially here, especially in the earlier batches of this fragrance. It's quite a lot longer lasting compared to the original Acqua di Gio. It's a bit more serious, a bit, as I said, a bit darker. It's a bit more earthy because of the patchouli note in here. Has quite a good performance for a freshie, especially, as I said, the early batches. I easily get 8 to 9 hours. My bottle is, I think, from 2016 or 2017, so it's one of the earliest batches. Super versatile fragrance, pretty much can be worn all year round, will bring you a lot of compliments, but I think the best time to use the Acqua di Gio Profumo is late spring and summer. So guys, in today's video I showed you 8 more designer and niche fragrances that in my opinion were great in the spring spring season. As I said, this was part 2 of this series of videos. I'll link part 1 of this video in the description down below. Also be on the lookout for the next video in this series, where I'll focus more on the cheapy fragrances, again cheapies that were great in the springtime in my opinion. So I hope that you liked today's video. If you did, give it a like, subscribe to my channel, stay safe, and I'm gonna see you in my next video. Bye bye.